Okay, so let's start on client script first. It is basically the client side scripting of ServiceNow, which is the important aspect of ServiceNow scripting, and which utilizes to basically change the forms like read only, mandatory, and many other things, set value, get value, and then execute some basic scripting also. We can do all other stuffs inside this related to client side scripting. So basically client script manage the behavior of forms, fields, and list in real time. So I mentioned like make fields mandatory, set one field, modify choice list option, hide or show form sections, hide fields, show fields, display alert, and a list editing also. We have client script executions, and what happens is like client script generally execute on browser level. Basically the form is loaded, and then whatever we are performing in the form, so the behavior will reflect while working on the form without saving into the database. So that point of time the client script is basically executed. Okay. And how the client script execution happens in ServiceNow. So under trigger we have like the table mentioned for which table we are applying the client script. Okay, so here it will identify on which table we are applying the client script and what is the type of the client script. Basically we will see multiple types of client script are there, we will see later, but here the trigger is there. The initial trigger is the table, so we have to define the table, and then scripting section we can define what things has to be executed on client side. Okay.
Yeah.
And so these two part is important. And we have, see, this is the type of client script we have to define. So there are 4 type of client script basically, so we will see further. So here if you see, there are type as onload, type as on change, and then field name is coming. So on change is coming because on change of what field the client script should execute, and on change type, so it works on a specific field. We will see.
What is that view, bro? View, it is highlighted right on the back screen.
Yeah, if you want to execute the client script view specific, then you can define the view.
Okay.
So there are multiple views in the form. You might have seen default view, end user view, right? We have seen how we are creating the view, shown you when we were talking about forms. And here we have order, so we can use the order when multiple client scripts are there on the same table. So you can utilize the order field to basically execute in certain order from lowest to highest. Okay.
Yeah.
And order field is basically available for all the client script. You can write it, but for different table it is not much mandatory to basically do anything related to the order field. So generally people keep it as 100 itself. By default it sets that. So client script we have order field is there, and now we have type of client script. So we have 4 type of client script: onload, on change, on submit, on validate. Okay, so onload is basically executing when the form is loaded. On change client script is executed when we are having a change in any of the field within the form, then that client script will execute. And on submit client script will execute when the form is submitted. And onCellEdit client script will execute when we are modifying the list view of the form, list view of the table. Okay.
Bro, what is the difference between onChange and onCellEdit?
onChange and CellEdit difference is there. onCellEdit will work on the list layout.
Okay.
onChange will work while you are on the form.
Okay.
So if we are when the form is loaded and before the control is given to the user, at that point of time the onload client script executes. Okay, and here what is the configuration required while we are working on onload client script? We have to select the type as onload here, and here onload function will get automatically populated here, and then the script will execute further. So it could be like alert, it could be like getting or setting some value or setting some mandatory read only also using the client script. Okay, now next is onSubmit client script. So when onSubmit client script is executing when the form is saved, updated or submitted. Okay, while you are saving the form or you are updating or you are submitting, at that point of time the onSubmit client script is generally executed. And it is mostly used for validation, like some field is kept empty and then some field has to be filled there. We can display the error or return like the false or return form to be not submitted, so we can write a return false there.
Okay.
So here is the option to select onSubmit, then function onSubmit will get auto populated here.
Okay.
And other type is onChange client script, which runs when a particular field value is changed in the form. Okay. So whenever we are modifying any form fields, then at that point of time our onChange client script will get execute.
Okay.
Now this is the table selected, and then a type is selected is onChange of configuration item. They are doing something. Whenever configuration item field is changed, at that point of time only the client script will execute. Okay.
Bro, is there any for onChange there is any additional column like to value? Suppose some field X field changes to, like X field changes to some X Y value, then only this client script should upload.
You can check that in condition under a script.
Okay.
You will have old value and new value parameter here, and you can get the old value and the new value, and you can check the comparison.
Okay.
So when we are populating the type as onChange, we have multiple parameters populated like control, old value, new value, is loading, is template. So basically control is the we are controlling any field, specific field, then this control method can be used, but control is not used any point of time because it is an object only. If you see this method is control, what control returns? Object HTML input element, that's it. It returns this, which is like no use. And old value will return the old value, new value will return the new value. Is loading is like when you can execute this onChange client script to onload as well. But what you have to do, you have to basically return true for this. Is loading, and you can remove this return and you can write something, and that specific thing will execute while the form is loading. That's why the function is loading. Okay.
Yeah.
So this client script can be executed on load as well, and as well as on change.
Yeah.
This is another type of client script. See, it is executing in the list view of the incident form, right?
That is cell edit, no, bro? No.
Yes, cell edit only.
Okay.
So in this type, we are modifying the list view of the incident form, and then this client script is executed basically. Okay, and it can be it can also ask like what field modification. It is almost similar to on change only. It's just like it will execute when some cell edit is happening on the list view, then cell edit works. Okay,
bro.
now what okay, so this is the on cell edit, and on cell edit function will be populated, and here we have to select on what field change we are basically executing the on cell edit. Okay, and here also we can return the old values, new values. Okay,
yeah, last is what, bro? Callback. Okay,
yeah, that is by default populated.
Okay,
that is the save and close function basically, which triggers for cell edit. Now what data we can see in a client script? We can use ServiceNow predefined client-side classes, like we have checked on our scripting overview, like glide form, glide user, and the scratchpad. Scratchpad we will have a look when we learn about the business rule, because it is used with the display business rule. So we will talk about much about G and glide form and the glide user. So these two are the methods which is most commonly used in the client side APIs, through which we can use the specific methods inside those. Now glide form API provides useful methods to customize forms, manage form fields and their data. So just like here, they are populating the info message, error message and the field message. So this is the how you are basically accessing towards method. If you will type g_form dot be type, then all the methods will be displayed. Right?
Yeah.
And this is the example. We can gform.setValue impact1, gform.show field message, field name, and what you have to display under that field. And most commonly gform method examples are show field message, get value, set value, clear value, add option, clear option, get section, is new record, and add form messages, clear all form messages. Okay, so we can do all of these methods execution in the client script. So gform object methods, basically we have to use the database field value of any field. If this is a caller, so we have to get the backend value, then only our client script will execute on such fields. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here we see we have example for priority, getting value, like incident priority, gform.getValue priority. Through this get value, we can get the value of this priority field.
Yeah.
Similarly, for number field, choice field, it will return the backend value. Remember, it will not return the label. It will return the value. Okay. And using that value only, we have to do the executions. Got it?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Caller ID, we will get the sys ID of that user because it is the reference field record, right? We are getting this caller field basically is referencing to the user field, user table, right? So that's why it is returning the sys ID.
Then if you want us to, if you want to print the name of the caller ID, then we have to use dot name. Do we need to do
that? Will not work here. Dot working doesn't support in client side.
Then how we can print the? How we can get the name of the caller in?
So we have to execute it using business rule or the script include. If you want to get the caller display name.
Okay, bro.
Okay, so there is a way in client side also, but that is basically not following the best practices. Like you can do glide record here as well, but that will impact the performance.
We used business rule mostly.
Yes, because business rule comes there very easily. It provides the data. As a whole, if we talk about, then people will write business rule directly. If they want to use caller specifically, it's just a sample like what it is showing right now, because this is example. Like if we get value on some reference field, we will get the sys ID. Okay. Alright, so let's jump into our demo and we will see.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, please, bro.
Yeah. So let's do the demo. So we have this incident form and we will try to execute here itself.
Okay.
Now here we will do right click, configure form client script. Okay, so here we will click on new under client scripts. Now here we have multiple fields like name, table, UI type and type.
Yeah.
Right, so we can specify any name for the client script, like whatever you are performing as part of this client script, you can name it. Okay, so I will just name test onload client script. Okay, UI type, see, if you are using desktop, it will not work for service portal, so you have to select UI type to all.
Okay.
Okay, whenever you get such kind of issues. Okay.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, so we have type field here. Now type, we have multiple on, change,
Type
onload,
of client.
So we will select onload for our option. Now you see this function is populated automatically by default. So we can basically type gform dot. So this is the API, and then as soon as I have typed the dot, these are the methods. Add error message, add info message, we have multiple get value, set value, and many other things. Okay, so what we will do, set field message, set info message. In message will be coming from the set gform dot add info message, error message. So this is general message, so it will come on top basically. Hi from onload client script. Okay, now we will basically reload this incident form and see how it is performing, how it is executing. See, as soon as you will load the form, then it will execute. Okay,
bro.
Now if suppose we have to get value for anything like channel, state, so let's see how we can get. Gform dot get value. Okay, so here we will just add, suppose we have to get this channel, then we have to use this contact type field, contact type as the label. This is the contact type, backend value, and this you have to get in some variable abc equal to gform dot get value, and then g underscore form dot add info message. Here we will pass the variable abc. Okay, now we will save this record, and now we will see it should return the phone. See, so backend value is phone for this field. Okay, similarly you can get any field value from here, and then you can get the value. Suppose I am getting the priority here, saving the record. So here we will get the value as 5 instead of 1, right? So using this value we can basically execute our things inside a client script, or we can check some condition if priority equal to 5, or if priority equal to 1, then you can set something mandatory read only. Okay, and here you can basically add the field message as well. Gform dot add show field message basically. So field message will basically display the message under that specific field. Okay, now here parameter is there, we can pass our string, enter the short description. Okay, now we will save this record. Now we will reload it again.
Actually, okay, enter the short description. Okay.
Okay, so it is displaying under short description. Any question on onload client
No,
script?
no, bro, I understood.
Okay, so let it be as it is. Control X. Now what we will do, we will use same client script as on change client script. Okay, and we will make the change here. See, it is by default coming on change now, right? And now you see how this code will execute. Now on change of, suppose on change of subcategory, I will execute this client script. Okay, so now it will not execute on load, it will execute on change. When the form is loaded, nothing will execute. Okay,
Yeah.
and now on change of subcategory, see, the client script got executed, right? And here also what we can get, we can do like old value, new value also we can get. What was
Comparison.
the old value, what was the old value, what was the new value. Deform dot add info message, we have already, we have method old value, and now we have new value. Okay, now we will save it. Now we will change our subcategory. Email. See, previously it was empty, right? So that's why old value is empty and new value is email. Okay, and now if suppose again I am changing it, so old value, okay, email, so it will basically return on the first iteration only. Okay, it has added, it has executed it again. See,
okay,
not like that, this way. Now if I change to antivirus, now antivirus is showing here, right? New value. So you can execute like old value not equal to new value like that, and you can also check old value is equal to new value.
Whenever we are reloading, why the short description is like iterating, like we are getting like multiple times.
Where it is iterating?
In the previous, it got like twice or thrice.
Yes, it executed. This is the first time. Imagine how the client script is executing.
Okay, we have written inside this, right?
No,
okay,
that is,
okay, bro, understood.
That is fine, but we are changing the field every time, and it is executing. It is the browser level.
Whenever it is changing the field, it is executing the whole, right?
Yes.
Okay. But in reload, it will go. We'll get only once.
No, reload it will go everything.
Yeah. The state, field change only we'll get the things.
Yes. And suppose you want this client script to be executed on load, then you can just remove the return from here. Alerted from on change client script. Okay. Now you will see like this client script will execute on load as well. See, alerted from on change client script, but you see this, it will execute such a way. Okay. Because it is on load, it is working. Now if I change value here, so it will work on change client script. Okay, but it will work on load as well. So that is the benefit under on change client script. Okay.
Yes, bro.
Now let's talk about on submit client script. On submit, and we will select the on submit here. Now what we can do, if suppose we will check gform dot get value, we will get description field. If
Bro, we'll have a contains kind of method. If D contains test in the description.
What D contains?
Suppose a variable D, you have saved the description in variable D, right?
Yes.
Like if the description containing the word test, then it should behave something like that. The such kind of situations, what we can
This
do.
is used for validation mostly.
Okay.
Let me show you how it is executing.
For comparisons and all, we will be using this, you are saying, right?
Not for only comparison, it is basically the validation things. Like if certain field is empty, then it should be filled while on submit. So I am doing that type of thing. That thing also you can compare and check what it is containing. So you can type that string here instead of empty. Return false will not submit the record. Now this is the on submit client script, and it is now if we are modifying anything and trying to save, so it is telling please fill description, and form is not submitted because I am doing return false. Return false means it will not save the form. Okay. And if we fill certain things here, and if I save it, no message will come, form will get saved. Okay. And if you have to check this test value, so you can type test. This time I will not return false because I am just checking. So this is the string. Like if description is test, then it will basically print the message got it. See, the form is submitted. What happened? Okay, let's reload the form. See, got it message populated, right?
Yeah, yes, I saw.
Because it works on submit. As soon as I will click hit, it will basically execute that part. That's why it is coming as got it. So I have checked the description equal to test. So you similarly you can test anything. If any specific string you have to test, then you can test it here and then verify whether you are looking for right inputs or not. So basically you can check. So this is basically the on submit client script. Okay. Now let's check on cell edit. On cell edit of what we will see. On cell edit of, let's assume for a state field. So field on state field name, I will basically execute this. Okay. I can do one more thing. Alert. On cell edit. Client script. Okay, now I will save it. Now we will reload this list view. Now what we have done, field name is state. So as soon as I am changing it to in progress, see the alert is coming, right? And here you can get new value also. So suppose
Bro, I missed in the middle. On cell edit, where did you give the state?
this is the state, field name.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I have to fill the field number. Okay, sorry.
Now here we can type old values and you can alert new value. Now refreshing this list, and now let's basically make a change to in progress and submit. Hi from list view. One was the older value. New is 2, and now okay, then it will save.
We got a backend numbers now, state. If you want to see the in progress and state,
then you have to write the condition that way. Then you have to do, if you are getting the value as old value as 1, then you have to display. See, if old,
okay, we need to write the conditions here. Okay, we understood.
If old values is equal to 1,
then alert new. We need to write inside. Okay.
Then alert new. Okay, like this. Like this you have to do. And you have to type if.
Okay.
If new value equal to 2, then in progress, that you have to do. In general, never this on salary is used at all.
Yeah.
Okay. In any of your project, this will not use.
Okay, bro.
Now, if I am typing new to in progress, so now 1 new, right? Old value. In progress 2, right?
Okay.
You can do anything. You can get that, check the conditions. Generally, if certain things comes, then server side is the best thing to use if anything comes like that. And if modifying for list view, we have data policy, like UI policy we have data policy. So data policy executes on server level and UI policy on client script. UI policy most probably will be our next topic after this. Okay.
Bro, UI policy and data policy will do the same work or like?
Yeah, it mostly does the same work, but data policy execute on server side and used mostly used when the data is loaded. At the time of data is loaded into ServiceNow, that is most utilized at that point of time. Okay. So any questions so far?
No, bro. I will practice this client script type.
Yeah, all type of client script. Try to practice, and then we can have a discussion. If any issue is there, we can discuss more on this tomorrow, and then we will start on UI policy and data policy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Yeah, okay, bro. Thank you.
All right, then we will connect tomorrow.